Hi, and welcome to this episode of I've Got This Kid. I'm your host, Dr. Cherina Williams, licensed speech and language pathologist, homeschooling mom of 2, wife of 1, here to share everything speech, language, play, development, and all that other stuff that falls between. It's an honor to be here. Sometimes, y'all, I feel like an old mother at the church giving them nuggets because I genuinely want to see people win. And some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Today, I'm sharing my advice on speech assessment, a crucial topic because of what we do as speech pathologists, how we do it, and what we say can significantly impact lives. So whether you're an SLP, MD, early interventionist, educator, parent, you want to tune in. It's winter here, so grab your drink and your whoopee, something warm to drink, and let's dive into this thing together. Number 1, understanding the bigger picture about speech assessment. So we often meet families when things aren't going right. People are panicked. They're scared. They might be in a little bit of denial, rightfully so, or unsure of what's going on. They're looking for answers. And we may not be the best part of their day because we're the ones that's going to give them the answers. But this is where we as professionals have a unique power to guide families. We can help them navigate their emotions through empathy, through counseling. We can understand how they view their sugar's journey, right? And we can acknowledge how a diagnosis might impact or might be impacting their everyday life. So we have to meet them where they are, whether they're feeling hope, whether they're feeling fear, whether they're feeling frustrated, no matter what it is. Number 2, we have to meet them where they are for a more effective assessment. And assessment is just a fancy way of saying I'm collecting information and drawing clinical conclusions based on what I know and what you're showing me. And so we have to be responsible and choose the right tools and the right approach because that makes all the difference in the world. And so tool choice, we have to promote family-centered materials. We have to find them because this breaks down clinical language into layman's terms. It includes the family meaningfully in the assessment process, which builds trust during intake. We have to be able to adapt the materials that we choose to make sure that they're relevant to the sugar's world or that we can make them relevant to the sugar's world without invalidating the tool. And then we have to tailor those materials for cultural and linguistic differences. And if needed, we have to involve interpreters, world changers. This ain't rocket science. This is people helping people. And so during observation, we have to be creative. We have to ask parents to share videos, images of their sugars, typical behavior during different times of the day, because a lot of times when we're meeting them, we're only meeting them at one time through one lens, and we're making big choices. And so we have to involve the broader team if there's teachers or caregivers or other professionals who can help us get a fuller picture. Number 3, navigating those challenges. Like there are challenges whenever people are with people, and speech assessments can come with real challenges. For example, limited access to materials or therapists in some areas, our own biases and healthcare inequities, even if we don't have biases, and systematic barriers. Practical tools that are limited, available, or even known are just comprehensive training on how to use the tools. So we have to stay informed as professionals. We have to use our clinical competence. We have to find stuff out there and continually seek ways to improve, which is kind of, it's you put in what you put in, right? But you'll be fine. Number 4, practical tips for success. I got to tool you up, world changers, because you're out there working hard. And so I encourage you to spend some time during intake to understand the parent's background beyond medical history, avoid assumptions and biases and stereotypes, because our job is to approach every family without judgment, without bias, and like they're just new, right? We can't overgeneralize other experiences. And we have to be sensitive to regional, cultural, and different lifestyles and leverage these insights to provide meaningful interventions. And so I've created a mini action plan. Whoop, whoop. Because it's important. So to wrap up today's discussion, here are a quick action plan for your next assessment. Build connection first. Ask open-ended questions to understand the family's daily life and struggles. Acknowledge their emotions and validate their experiences. Choose and adapt tools wisely. Use culturally relevant and family-centered materials. And when at all possible, involve interpreters or adjust tools as needed for linguistic diversities without invalidating the tool. Collaborate for a bigger picture, and that means include parents, include caregivers, include teachers, other professionals, anyone who can help during this assessment process to create a fuller picture. Request videos or reports from the family to enrich observations and what you see, and see if they're performing different across audiences. Commit to lifelong learning. Attend conferences, gain CEUs and workshops to keep your skills sharp, and reflect on your biases and adapt them to your approach with every new family you meet, because they're real. And then center families in your work. Make sure every decision prioritizes the family's perspective, their needs, their goals, and how to make it make sense to them. In closing, world changers, this field is no joke. I know it. I've been in here for a while, but I love every moment of it. Every family I've worked with, it taught me something about myself and about the people that I serve. But I'd love to hear from you. How are you game-changing assessments in your practice? Share your insights with the community. Drop me a line or comment on my platforms. Join me in 2 weeks for an episode on Bonding Through Play, a parent's guide for fun and growth, where we will explore 5 key areas to enhance parent-child connection. Also, check out HomeGoals Screeners, family-centered tools that track progress and include other professionals in the process. And you can use the code 10% IGTK at I'veGotThisKid.com for a special discount. Find show notes, transcripts, and more resources at I'veGotThisKid.com. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube for additional tips and tools. Until the next time, world changers, take care.